Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 2, Week 6. On page 7, question 1 says an airplane flies with a constant speed of 600 kilometers an hour. How long would it take to travel a distance of 900 kilometers? Okay, so let's remember how to do the speed, time and distance question. You have a triangle with a distance on top and speed times time here. Now it says how long, which meaning they're asking what is the time taken. So if we want to find a time, we look at this triangle and we just cover the T. T stands for time, we cover it up. And you can see that it's distance over speed. Okay, so the time is equal to distance divided by speed. Now distance is what? Distance is 900 kilometers. So we put 900. And the speed is what? The speed is given to us as 600. Okay, so we're going to do 900 divided by 600, but we're going to put it as a fraction. So 900 divided by 600 can be put into a fraction as 900 over 600. Now remember that division and fraction are the same thing. Okay, so fraction, this one should be division, same as fraction. Alright, so now we can look at this and we go, okay, let's simplify this fraction. We can divide the top and bottom by 100, so we can cross out the zeros, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom. So now you have 9 over 6. Now we can simplify that further. We can divide top and bottom by 3. So let's divide it by 3, divided by 3, and we get 3 over 2. Okay, now 3 over 2, this is called an improper fraction. Improper fraction. So let's change it. We can leave it like this, but it doesn't look right. Let's change it to mixed numeral. Okay, I want to make it to mixed numeral. So how many 2's go into 3? How many 2's go into 3? We know the answer is 1, and remainder 1 over 2. So that's 1.5. 1.5 what? We're talking about time. So time is equal to 1.5. But what are we talking about? Is it minutes, seconds? Well, what's the speed? Look at the speed. The speed is in hours, so this should also be in hours. So that's 1.5 hours. Done. Or you could say 1 hour and 30 minutes if you really want. Okay, question 2. A taxi hurries with a constant speed of 64 kilometers an hour. How long will it take to travel a distance of 34 kilometers? Again, how long? So we're going to use time is equal to distance divided by speed. So if you look at the triangle, time, you cover up the time and you get distance over speed. Okay, so we're going to do just that. We're going to do, what's distance? How long will it take to travel a distance of 32 kilometers? Here's a distance. This is a distance, and this is the speed. So with that, we do distance over speed, so that's 32 over the speed of 64. Alright, so let's simplify this. When we have a fraction, I like to simplify, make my life easier, make my life simple. Okay, so let's divide the top and bottom by, what can we divide it by? We can divide it by 2 if you're not sure. Just look at the top and bottom, they're both even numbers, right? So we can divide it by 2, we get 16 over 32. Okay, now this looks looks like we can divide it by 8. So let's divide it by 8. 16 divided by 8, you will get 2, and 30 divided by 8, you get 4. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. Look, I can divide it by 2, so I can get 1 over 2. So that means that time is equal to a half. But a half of what? Well, time is, what is a time in? What unit is time in? Well, we're talking about, with this one is a distance. It's not right, there's a distance here. Times in hours. So you can see that it's in hours. So therefore, that's half an hour or 30 minutes. Any of these answers are acceptable. Question 3. An airplane flies 180 kilometers in 4 hours and 30 minutes. What's the average speed? Okay, in kilometers per hour. So we want to find the speed. Okay, so how do we do that? Now let's look at the triangle again. Actually, I'll just draw a triangle here instead of moving up and down. So distance over speed times time. If you want to find the speed, you cover up the speed, which is the s there, and you get distance over time. Okay, so how does that work? Well, speed is equal to distance divided by time. Now the distance is what? The distance is here. Here's the distance. Okay, so that's 180. And the time is this one here, that's the time. So 4 hours and 30 minutes can be written as 4.5 hours, isn't it? 4.5, 4.5. So we can write 4.5. So we should put everything in hours, like that. Okay, so we're taking 180 divided by 4.5. And we put into a fraction there. Okay, so let's rewrite that for here. Now, when it comes to fraction, we do not like decimals. Okay, we just don't like them. So what can we do? Let's well, what can we do to make it the whole numbers? I can only multiply or divide. Now let's multiply. Let's multiply by 10 to get rid of decimal. When you multiply the top by 10, you get 180 and add another 0. When you times the bottom by 10, the decimal place jumps to the right, so you get 45. Alright, now let's look at the top and bottom and let's see if we can simplify. Okay, what can we divide the top and bottom by? Well, the last digit ends in a 0 or a 5. We know that numbers like that can be divisible by 5, so let's divide it by 5. When you divide it by 5, the bottom number is going to be a 9. Now let's look at 1,800 divided by 5. 18 divided by 5 will give me 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 8 take away 5 is 3. Bring the 0 down. 30 divided by 5 is equal to 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Take away 0. Bring the next 0 down. 0 divided by 5 is 0. So therefore this is 360. Okay, so now this looks like something we can do easily. 360 divided by 9. That's a lot easier. So let's just do that. 360 divided by 9. How many 9s in 36? You get 4. 9 times 4 is 36. Take away, you get 0, 0. Bring the 0 down. What's 0 divided by 9? 0. So the answer is 40. 40 what? What's the units? Now we're talking about speed here. So this is going to be, let's see, what unit is the distance? The distance is kilometers, right? 180 kilometers, and the speed was hours. So that means this will be kilometers per hour. This will be in kilometers per hour, and there's your answer. Okay, so all you gotta do, guys, is just use the triangle and work out these questions here. Next question 4 says, a van moves with a constant speed of 64 miles per hour. How far can it travel in 1.5 hours? Okay, 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, how far? So we're looking for the distance. How far something is. What's the distance? Okay. So let's look at this triangle. If you want to find a distance, that's the D on the top there. D stands for distance. So let's cover the distance. Cover it up. And what do you see? You see S times T. So that means distance is equal to speed times time. Okay, so distance. I'll just write it out here for you. So we want to find distance. Okay, so distance is equal to speed. What's the speed? The speed is, where is our speed? Here, a speed of 64 miles per hour. Okay, so that's 64. Now times time, how long did we travel for? We travel for 1.5 minutes. Now when you can't put in 1 hour and 30 minutes like this, okay, doesn't really work out very well. I mean, you can, but it's just hard and complicated. So what we got to do is change this into only hours. So 1 hour and 30 minutes is the same as 1.5 an hour. So you got to multiply by 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. I'll show you both ways. If you want to do a fraction, you do this. Okay, so you do 64 over 1. We turn this whole number into a fraction. When you turn a whole number into a fraction, you put it over 1. Simple as that. Now you times it by 1.5. Okay, but you can't leave it as 1.5. You got to change the improper fraction. So what's the improper fraction? Well, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So that's 3 over 2. Now we can multiply. We can't multiply like this, so we got to change it to this. Okay. Now when we multiply, we can simplify. Okay. So let's look at what numbers can we simplify from the top and bottom. Oh, I can see 64 and 2. They're both divisible by 2. So I'll divide this one by 2 and I get 1. I divide this one by 2 and I get 32. Okay. So now you have 32 over 1 times it by 3 over 1. Okay, 32 times 3, that gives me 96. 1 times 1 is 1, and therefore the answer is 96. 96 what? How far, right? Well, what's the units? Well, what's the unit of distance? Well, we have 64 miles an hour, so miles. We're talking about miles. We're not talking about kilometers. So this will be 96 miles. Or you can do this one, 1.5 times 6.4, so that's 1.5 times 64. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 3 is, 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is 32. Magical 0. 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 6 is 6. Okay, now we add them together and we get 0, 6, and 9. But because there's one decimal place here, we have to move one decimal place in here, and we get 96. And the answer is also 96 miles an hour. So you can do it either way. So not miles an hour, just miles. So the answer is 96 miles. Okay. Alright. I'll rub out this working out. Pete rides his bike 80 kilometers in 4 hours. 80 kilometers in 4 hours. What is his average speed in kilometers per hour? So if you want to find speed, remember to look at this triangle. We can't cover the speed, and you get distance over time. So we do distance divided by time. Now what's the distance given to us? Distance is given to us as 80. So we do 80 kilometers divided by time, which is 4 hours. 4 hours. So that gives us what? 80 divided by 40 is 20. 20 kilometers an hour, and you're done. Okay? There's all the answers. Now let's go to the next page. Alright, an airplane flies 810 miles in 1.5 hours. What is its average speed in miles per hour? So, they wanted to find the speed. Again, here's a triangle. Distance over speed times time. You want to find speed, you cover up speed, and you get distance divided by time. So speed is equal to distance over time, which equals to... Now what's the distance? Here's a distance. 810 divided by time, which is 1.5. Okay, so we're dividing. So that means 810 is being divided by 1.5. Okay, how do we do this? Let's think about it in terms of fraction. Okay, we can't divide like this. Okay, so we got to change this one into a fraction as well. 8 over 10 as a fraction is 810 over 1. Any number as a fraction. For example, the number 37. If I want to change it to a fraction, I put 37 over 1. That's how it works. Okay, so 810 as a fraction is 810 over 1. We're dividing by 1.5, but you can't leave it as 1.5. You got to change the improper fraction. So this will be 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so it's 3 over 2. Okay. So now we're doing a division of fractions. Okay, that's no problem. All you got to do is change it to a multiply. So let me just move it over to here. 810 over 1. Now because we're dividing by 3 on 2, the method for dividing fraction is we're going to flip the second fraction upside down, so now it's 2 over 3, and we're going to change the divide into times, so now it's times. Okay, so I don't know, just multiply it across, I guess. So you can simplify, I mean I can simplify it, but a lot of people can't see the simplification here. So just multiply it across, it's fine. So what you're going to do is just these two multiply together, and you get 163, I think. No. 8 times it. Let me just double that. Let's see what that is. 0. That's 2. That's 162. I knew it. All right. Don't know why that took a while. Anyway, over 3. Okay, so now let's do division. 1620 divided by 3. Let's see what we get. 16 divided by 3 would give me what? It would give me 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times, and then you minus, you get remainder of 1. Bring the 2 down. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Bring remainder of 0. Bring the 0 down. 0 divided by 3 is 0. So therefore, if you take that number divided by 3, you get 540 exactly. Okay, so we're done. So speed is equal to 540. 540 what? Well, what are the units? The distance unit is miles. So therefore, let's rub this out. Hold on. So this is miles. Whoops. Miles per what? We're talking about hours, so therefore per hours. Done. 540 miles an hour. The next one says the distance between town A and B is 120 kilometers. It took Alex 2 hours to go from town A to town B and only 3 hours on the return trip from B to A. Find the total distance and the total time he has traveled. And then find his average speed. Okay, so let's just draw a little diagram from town A to town B. This is A, this is B. This is a town, okay. There's another town there. There you go. So, to go from the distance from A to B, distance from town A to town B is 120 kilometers. Now, Alex drove from town A to town B and then from B back to A. That means what's his total distance? Total distance. So he went 120, he traveled 120, and then to go back he has to travel another 120. So that means in total he traveled 120 plus 120 equals to 240 kilometers. Now how long did it take? Well, to go from A to B Alex took 2 hours to go from A to B, and then 3 hours from B to A. So together, total time. How long did he take for the whole A to B and B to A? That means he took 2 hours plus 3 hours equal to 5 hours. Now it says, so that means we got the total time and the total distance. Now it says find his average speed. So average speed. To find the average speed, we just take the total time. Total distance divided by the total time. That's the average speed time, which is 240 over 5. So take 240 divided by 5 and give me the answer there. I'm not going to write the answer here. You can work this one out yourself. Question 8. Distance between town A and B is 200 kilometers. Okay. A train left town A at 9 a.m. and arrived at town B at 1 p.m. What was its average speed? Well, let's have a look. So town A to town B again. Now, this is 200 kilometers apart. Now, a train left town A at 9 a.m. and arrived at town B at 1 p.m. How long did it take? Well, from 9 to 1, we know it's 4 hours difference, isn't it? So the distance is equal to 200 kilometers. The time taken to travel this distance of 200 is 4 hours. Now it says, what is the speed, the average speed? Okay, well, speed is equal to what? Let's have a look at the triangle. Where's the triangle? Here. Let's look at this triangle. Speed, if you cover up the S for the speed, you get distance divided by time. Okay. So speed is equal to distance over time. Or distance divided by time. So what's the distance? 200 kilometers. What's the time taken? 4 hours. So just do a division. Just do 200 divided by 4 and get the answer. The answer, whatever answer you get, is going to be in kilometers per hour. Okay, you can do that yourself. Next page. Okay, now these are the clues and stuff. You have to get the clues and then try and figure out who's got what. So what I would do is I wouldn't bother with this bottom one. Just cross it out, I guess. So here I'm just gonna color it in. So like this. I'm not gonna use these. Okay. Boom. All right. Now it says Tweedledum finished before the turtle who loves lettuce. So you got Tweedledum and okay. Actually, let me just okay. This is a turtle. That means all of these are turtles. They're all turtles. Maybe the Ninja Turtles. Okay, it says Tweedledum finished before the turtle who loves lettuce and the turtle who yearns for cantaloupe. So you got, so it's listing turtles. You got Tweedledum. You got another turtle which we don't have a name for, and another turtle. And then you got Tiny Tim. So it's listing. Oh, sorry, Tiny Tim. Okay, so it says Tweedledum finished before the turtle who loves lettuce. So one of these turtle love lettuce. One of these one could be this one or this one. All right, so the turtle who loves lettuce can't be Tweedledum, right? Because it's not talking about him. So we can just look at the lettuce, Tweedledum, and that's the lettuce. We can cross out the lettuce. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put the lettuce in. We can cross out lettuce. Alright. Let's see. Tweedledum finished before the turtle who loves lettuce and a turtle who yearns for cantaloupe. So one of these guys love cantaloupes as well. The other two turtles. That means that Tweedledum can't be the one that likes cantaloupes. Now it says, but after Tiny Tim, sorry. So that means that Tiny Tim is not the turtle that loved the cantaloupe and the one that loves lettuce. So therefore, where's Tiny Tim? So he doesn't like lettuce and cantaloupes either. Now it says Tweedledum finished before the turtle who loves lettuce, and so before and after Tiny Tim. So before let me say it's a race. So he beats two turtles, but he's behind Tiny Tim. Huh. So that means Tiny Tim is ahead of Tweedledum. That means this person is first. I mean, this turtle is first, and then Tweedledum, and then Tweedledum beat the other two turtles. So according to that sentence, I can tell that Tiny Tim is first. So I'm gonna put, where's Tiny Tim? I'm gonna put a tick on Tiny Tim for first. And I can tell Tweedledum is second, just from that sentence there. Alright, next sentence says, Pokey finish after the turtle who loves strawberries. So Pokey cannot be the one that likes strawberries. So where's Pokey and strawberries? We're going to cross it out. Oh, by the way, once you put a tick, you can just cross out the other one. So once we know that Tiny Tim is first, he can't be second, third, or fourth, and then you can cross out the other ones too. This will help you later in case you need to figure something out. Okay, so it says Pokey. Anyway, back to the number 2. Pokey finished after the turtle who loves strawberries and a turtle with a taste for pickle beet. Okay, so that means Pokey. Let's just put Pokey here. Let's just rub this down, put Pokey. And the other one was Ferdinand. Okay, so let's just see. Pokey finished after the turtle who loves strawberries and the turtle with a taste for pickle beets, but before the turtle who prefer cantaloupes. So Pokey is not the one that likes cantaloupes, because the one that likes cantaloupe is another turtle, right? So Pokey cannot be the one that likes cantaloupe. So where's Pokey and cantaloupes? He's gone. He doesn't like strawberries. And the turtle with a taste for pickle beets. That means that he doesn't like the pickle beets either, because it's another turtle. He's talking about someone else. So that means he must be the one that likes lettuce. Now, if Pokey likes lettuce, right, then that means that the one that likes cantaloupes. All right. So once you tick lettuce, you can kind of cross out all the other stuff. That means lettuce belongs to Pokey. It doesn't belong to Ferdinand. Alright, now that we cross that out, we also know that the one that likes cantaloupe must be must be Ferdinand, right? Because it's all crosses here. There's only one place to tick, so therefore that must be that one. Now we still don't know who's who the other one, so let's see. Tweedledum does not like strawberries. Tweedledum does not like strawberries. So if he doesn't like strawberries, you can cross that out, and you can say, okay, well, he doesn't like. That means he must love pickle beets. And if he loves pickle beets, then therefore the one that likes strawberry must be Tiny Tim. And there you go. There's your ticks for that one. Now, number 2. Let's go back to number 2. Pokey finished after the turtle. So Pokey finished after the turtle who loves strawberries. Who likes strawberries? He finished after Tiny Tim and the turtle with a taste. So let's have a look. So we got first, second, third, and fourth. Let me see. Pokey finished after the turtle who loves strawberries. So he's behind someone. And the turtle with a taste for pickle beets is behind 2 people, but in front of 1 person. So to be behind 2 people in front of 1, so you must be third, right? Third is behind 2 people, but in front of 1 person. So therefore, Pokey must be third, and then fourth must be Finland. That's the only one left. And there's your answer there. Wow, that took a while. Okay, let's look at cloud mirages. Clues. Brittany, the boy who sighted. Okay, this is a listing. It says Brittany and then comma, and then it says the next person is the boy who sighted a soldier. Okay, so let's just because it says it talks about boys and girls. Let's just determine which of these names are boys and girls. First of all, again, I do not like this bottom part. I don't need it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. It's gone. All right. So Brittany, obviously a girl. Tricia, probably that's a girl. Raymond is a boy, and Samantha is a girl. There's only one boy here. Okay, Brittany. So it says Brittany, comma. Okay, next person, the boy who sighted a soldier. There's only one boy, so therefore Raymond is the one that sighted the soldier. Where's the soldier? Yep, here. So we put a tick for that one. Okay. The girl who saw the sad lady's face. Well, we don't know who that is. It's either Brittany. Oh, sorry, it's either Tricia or Samantha. Okay. And the girl who said she felt peaceful while watching the clouds. Amazed at the images. Okay. Tricia, the boy who felt content. So the boy who felt content must be Raymond. Okay. The girl who saw a winged horse and the girl who felt curious all enjoyed picnics. Brittany, Raymond, Samantha, and the Brittany. So Brittany, Raymond, and Samantha, and the girl who felt sad. There's only one girl that's not listed here, and that's Tricia. So she must be the girl that felt sad. So she felt sad. We put a sad for Tricia. Okay. Now let's see. Who felt sad? Our close friend. Number 4. The person who observed the winged horse did not feel sad. So the one that. Okay. So now we can start crossing things out. The one that liked the winged horse didn't feel sad. Okay. So now that we got these ticks, what we can do is put crosses on all of these and top. So that one. So what you do, once you have a tick, just look for, let's say I have a tick here, you just cross out everything that's vertical and horizontal to it, okay? Okay, so now let's see if we can find some more clues. Maybe I can go back to the first one. Brittany, the boy who sighted a soldier. So so Brittany can't be the one that sighted the soldier. Where's Brittany? Yep, soldier's gone. The girl who saw the sad lady's face. So Brittany can't be the one who saw the sad lady's face because there's someone else. And the girl who said she felt peaceful. So Brittany can't be the one that felt peaceful. So we cross it out as well. While watching the clouds, okay. Trisha. Okay, so Trisha. So Trisha's this one. The boy who felt content. So Trisha can't be the one that felt content. The girl who saw a winged horse. So Trisha can't be the one that saw the winged horse. And the girl who felt curious. So Trisha can't be the one that felt curious. Or enjoy a picnic. Okay, so now look at this. Now that I've crossed out a bunch of stuff, you can see, look at the top one here. Look at this row here. Right? There's only one place you can put a tick, and so that has to be there. Once you put a tick there, you can cross out this one. Right? And once you cross out that one, you can see the bottom row. You can only look at this row here. So what you do is look at the rows and columns and see there's only one tick that can be here. So this one has all crosses, so this must be a tick. And if that's a tick, then we're done. Okay, all of them has been ticked. Now let's look at the next one. Let's find some more clues. The person who observed the winged horse did not feel sad. So do we know who saw the winged horse yet? No, we don't. Okay, so let's go back to maybe the first one or the second one. Maybe the second one. Trisha, the boy who felt content. The girl who saw a winged horse, and the girl who felt curious. Who felt curious? Brittany felt curious. So that means, let me see. Okay. So it can't be Brittany, Raymond, Samantha, and the girl who felt sad. Okay, so sad. Okay, I'm gonna cross this one out. I might as well do this one. Whoops. Where are the clues? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, let me try again. Brittany, the boy who sighted a soldier, the girl who saw the sad lady's face, and the girl who said she felt peaceful. Who felt peaceful? Who felt peaceful? That was Samantha. So that means the girl who felt peaceful, this is Samantha. Sam for short. The boy is obviously Raymond, Ray, and Brittany. That means the girl who saw the sad lady's face must be the one person remaining, which is Trisha. So Trisha was the one that saw the sad lady's face. Okay, now that you tick that, you can cross this out and cross this out. Now that you cross that out, let's see what else we got. Next one says Trisha. Okay, the boy who felt. So this boy is the Raymond. There's only one boy. The girl who saw a winged horse. Who saw the winged horse? Okay, it could be anyone. And the girl who felt curious. Who's the girl that felt curious? Oh, that's Brittany. So the girl who felt curious is Brittany. Trisha, the boy. So we got Trisha, Ray, and Brittany. That means that the girl who saw the winged horse must be Samantha. So therefore, winged horse, Samantha. And therefore, the last one that saw the sailing ship must be Brittany. And you're complete. Done. Okay, next page. This is page 10. Just gonna do some revision. Okay, so it says find the speed when distance. Okay, so I'm gonna draw this triangle here. Maybe it'll help. Distance, speed times time. Find speed. To find speed, we cover up the S for the speed, and what do you see? you see distance over time. Okay, so speed is equal to distance over time. Distance is what? The distance is this, 142. So we say 142, and the time is 2 hours. So we say over 2. So that means 142 divided by 2, and you get, if you do that, work that out, and you get the speed. So the speed will be in kilometers per hour, because we got in kilometers and we got hours, so there'll be kilometers an hour. So find out what the answer is and put kilometers per hour after that, and you get the answer. Question 2. Find out the distance covered when speed is 960 kilometers an hour and the time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Find a distance. Okay, to find the distance, we look at this triangle again, and we cover the D for the distance. We cover it up, and you see that to work it out, you must do speed times time. Okay, so distance equals speed times time. What's the speed? Speed equals to 960. Time is equal to 1.5 hours. Now we can't say 1 hour and 30 minutes. No. 1 hour and 30 minutes, you must change it to hours only. So this is 1.5, because 30 minutes is half an hour, which is 0.5. A half is 0.5. Okay, you could say 1.5 hours, or you could say 1.5 hours. Hey Jarvis, Hey Google, send Jarvis to the dock. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that, my robot vacuum just decides to interrupt me while I'm trying to teach. Okay. Now let's get back to business. Alright, so 1.5 hours is 1.5 hours. Or you could say 1.5 hours. Okay. So I'm just going to say, I like fractions better, so I'm just going to do 1.5. Like this. Hours. Okay, so we got distance in kilometers and time in hours. Now, they want to find the speed. So find distance. So we got to find distance. So we use this thing here. Okay, so that distance is equal to speed. So 960. That's the speed times 1.5. Okay, so let's see. 1.5. I could change that. So let's. There's so many ways you can do this. I don't know which way is the easiest way. Okay, how about this? We change this one into fraction. That'll be 960 over 1. Let me just get rid of that. 960 over 1. Now this one I want to change it to improper fraction. So that'll be 3 over 2. Alright. So now we have to work things out. 3 times. Now we can simplify this because we're multiplying fractions, right? Look at the 960 and the 2. Can we simplify them? Yes, we can divide them both by 2. This one will be a 1. 960 divided by 2, what's that going to be? 9 divided by 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Take away 9, take away is 1. So the remainder 1. Bring the 6 down. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. No remainder. Bring the 0 down. 0 divided by 2 is 0. Therefore, this is 480. Okay. Times it by 3. So we have a 1. Times it by 3 and 1. So work out what this is. And fine, I'll just do it actually real quick. Times it by 3. 0. 3 times 8 is 24. 12 plus 2 is 14. So therefore, just gonna rub this out. 1440. So therefore the answer is 1440 over 1. So the top one, 3 times 480 is 1440. The bottom one is 1 times 1, which is 1. Now, what kind of number is this? When something is when you have a fraction that's over 1, that's just a whole number. So that's just 1440. And what's the units? We're talking about distance, right? Distance. What kind of distance do we have? Well, we have in kilometers an hour. So therefore, distance must be in kilometers. Same units. And you're done. Alright, question 3. Determine the time taken when distance is Okay, so time taken, let's have a look. To find the time, we cover up the time and we say distance divided by speed. So therefore, time is equal to distance over speed. What's the distance? The distance is, boom, the speed is, boom. Alright, let's put it correctly. So distance is 234, speed is 78. So we're taking 234 and we're dividing it by 78. Now this looks like a hard thing to do, hard to divide. Let's simplify them. I can divide it by 2, I guess. So 234 divided by 2, that will give me 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Then remainder 0. Bring the 3 down. 3 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Take away remainder 1. Bring the 4 down, and you get a 7. So therefore, this is we're gonna simplify this fraction and divide it by 2, top and bottom. Okay, we'll make our division a bit easier. That's all. So this is 117, and 78 divided by 2 is 39. Okay, I think this is a bit easier to divide. So let's just do 117 divided by 39. How many 39s in 117? Maybe 3, I'm guessing. Maybe 3. Let's try 3. 3 times 39. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Oh, exactly 3 times. How convenient. So, that looks messy. Okay, let's rub this out. So therefore, what was the question? Oh, we're asking for time. Okay, whoops. We're asking to find the time. So therefore, the answer is 3. The answer is 3, but 3 what? What's the units in? Well, we have kilometers an hour. We have kilometers an hour. So it's in hours. So therefore, we say the answer is 3 hours. Done. Question 4. If distance traveled by train is 495 kilometers in 4 hours and 30 minutes, what is the speed? Okay, to find the speed, let's see, what do? We look at this little triangle. To find the speed, we cover up the S that stands for the speed, and you will see distance divided by time. This is distance divided by time. So speed is equal to distance over time. Now what is our distance? Our distance is 495 kilometers. Okay, and the time is 4 hours and 30 minutes. That's the same as 4.5 or 4.5. I'll just do 4.5. Okay, or you can do 4.5, up to you. You can write 495 divided by 4.5, if that makes sense. Okay, and so now we just have to do a division and we're done. Now the hard part is the division part. So I'm just gonna do this one. I'm gonna show you how to do this one here. Okay, so we're taking 495 and dividing it by 4.5. Okay, so this is a fraction, so that means that we can play around with the numbers. We can either multiply both top and bottom by a certain number or divide it by a certain number. Now we don't like decimals in our fraction, so we must multiply by something to get rid of this decimal. The easiest way to do it is always multiply 10 or 100 or 1000. Okay, but in this case 10 is enough. Once you multiply by 10, the top number becomes 4,950 and the bottom number becomes 45. When you multiply by 10, decimal place jumps to the right, so it becomes 45. Alright, now this is, let's divide the top and bottom by 5, because the top ends in 0 and the bottom ends in a 5. We can see that they're both divisible by 5. So let's just simplify this fraction a little bit before we do our division, okay? So 45 divided by 5, we know is 9. Now 4,950 divided by 5, let's see what we get. 49 divided by 5 is 9. 4 times 9 is 45. Take away is going to be 4, remainder 4. Bring the 5 down. So 45 divided by 5 again is 9. 4 times 9 is 45. Take away, we get 0 remainder, and bring the last number, the 0 down. 0 divided by 5 is 0. So therefore, the top number is 990. Wow, this is going to be a lot easier now, isn't it? So 990 over 9 means 990 divided by 9. So let's just do it. 990 divided by 9. You get a 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Take away, get no remainder. Bring the next number down. 9 divided by 9 is again 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Again, no remainder. Bring the 0 down. And then 0 divided by 9 is 0. So therefore, the answer is 110. We just did a division and we got 110. 110 what? What's the units? Well, we're talking about kilometers and hours, right? Everything's in kilometers and hours. And we're talking about speed. So therefore, the answer is 110 kilometers per hour. And there's your answer. Question 6. The speed of the train is 72 kilometers an hour. Find its speed in meters per second. Okay, so 72. Sorry, what am I doing? Okay, find its speed in meters per second. You want to find speed, you got to do distance divided by time according to this triangle. You want to find speed, you cover up speed, that's distance divided by time. All right. So what's the speed? Sorry, distance here. Distance is. Oh wait, no. You're given the speed. What am I doing? My hold on. The speed of the train is per hour. Find its speed in. Oh, okay. I didn't read the question properly. All right, so let's just think about this one. Is 72 kilometers in 1 hour. Okay. Now it wants to find the speed in meters per second. Okay, so the first thing we do is let's change this into meters straight away. This will be 72,000 meters. And how many seconds is this? Well, we know that 1 hour has 60 minutes, right? And each minute is 60 seconds. So 60 times 60, that gives you 3,600 seconds. Wow, big numbers. Okay. So therefore, I wanna go from this amount, 1 hour, which is 3,000 seconds. I want to go down to 1 second per second. So I want to get to 1 second because it says it wants it in meters per second, per 1 second. So how do we go from 3,600 to 1? Well, we divide it by 3,600, and which means I got to divide this one also by 3,600 as well. So 72,000 divided by 3,600. Now I know these are big numbers, so it's good to put it into a fraction like this, and you can see that we can start cancelling out zeros. Okay, so we can simplify. We can just divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. So now you're left with 720 divided by 36. Now the fastest way to divide these kinds of things is say, okay, how many 36 go into 72? And the answer is 2. So 72 divided by 36 is 2, and you have a 0 there, so therefore 0 here. So therefore the answer is 20. Okay, so when you divide, let me just get rid of this so you can see. So the answer here is 20 meters. When you take this and divide it by this, you will get 20. So the answer is 20 meters per second. 20 meters per second. Where is it? Okay, so I'm gonna rub this out. Too messy. So therefore 20 meters per second, and there's your answer. Alright. You can go back and watch the working out if you need to. I'm gonna move on. Question 7. Express the speed of 60 meters per minute in kilometers per hour. Okay, so what we got to do is this: 60 meters in 1 minute. Right? Because that's what it means by 60 meters per minute. Now we're gonna go to we want kilometers per hour. 1 hour. Now how do I go from 1 minute to 1 hour? Well, I must multiply by 60. So how do I go from this one to this one? I must also multiply by 60. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So what's 60 times 60? Well, the answer is 3,600 meters. Okay, because this is in meters, this must also be in meters. When you times the other side by 60, you get 60 minutes, right? Which is 1 hour, isn't it? 60 minutes, okay? Now, but we want this one in kilometers and we want this one in hours. So this is 1 hour per hour, and this one is to get from meters to kilometers divided by 1,000. So 3,600 divided by 1,000, and here's a decimal place. Okay, when you divide it by 1,000, decimal place jumps to the left how many times? 1, 2, 3, 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 3.6. So decimal place will jump there, and you get 3.6. So therefore, the answer is 3.6 kilometers per hour, and there's your answer. So 3.6 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm gonna rub this out so we can move on. Oh, come on, use the bigger rubber. Yes. Alright. I need to rub it out to make room for the next one. A man runs at the speed of 10 kilometers an hour. How much time will he take to cover 750? So 10 kilometers in 1 hour. 750 meters. So 750 meters. And how far will he run? He'll travel there. Okay. So 10 kilometers. Let's change it to meters as well. So 10 kilometers is 10,000 meters. Okay. And let's change this one to, instead of 1 hour, let's change it to minutes. 60 minutes. Okay. So how do we change from here to here? Well, let's see. It's a bit hard, so let's do, instead of doing one jump, let's do double jumps. So let's put 750 meters down here. I want to know what to multiply or divide by to get from there to there. So let's get to I don't know, 100 meters first. Okay, so to go from 10,000 to 100, we just divide it by 100, right? So we divide this one by 100, and that's gonna be 0.6 minutes. When you divide 60 by 100, decimal place gonna jump how many times? 1, 2 times. So 1, 2. So the answer is 0.60. That's where it comes from. Okay, and then from here to here, how do I go from 100 to 750 to times it by 7.5? So now we times this by 7.5. Wonder if there's an easier way to explain this. I'm just thinking. Okay. If you're not sure how I got 7.5, maybe you can just think of it. Maybe we can do it a bit different. Okay. I want to get to 750. So how about we, instead of leaving it at 100, let's go to 50 meters. So we divide it by 2, which means I have to divide this one by 2 as well. So now we get 0.3 minutes. Alright. So now from 50 to 750, I'm pretty sure I can do that one now. So you times it by 15. Okay. So now we times this by 15. 0.3 times 15. Alright. What's 3 times 15? 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 45. But because we have one decimal place here, we must have one decimal place here. So the answer is 4.5. This is 4.5 minutes. Okay, we just worked it out. It took a while, but we worked it out. So for 750 meters, it's going to take you 4.5 minutes. Okay, so the answer is 4.5 minutes. Pretty hard. Not gonna lie. Excuse me. Alright, next one. Aaron runs 500 meters in 100 seconds. Find the speed in kilometers an hour. Okay, so let's just rewrite that as 500 meters in 100 seconds. Okay, now we want to get the speed in kilometers per hour. So for 1 hour. Now 1 hour, because this is in second, let's change the hours into second as well. So 1 hour, remember that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Now each minute contains 60 seconds, so 60 minutes times 60 seconds is 3,600 seconds. So therefore, instead of saying 1 hour here, I'm gonna write it in seconds, so 3,600 seconds. I want to put it in seconds so I can compare them. I want to get from there to there, okay? Now, how do we go from 100 seconds to 3,600 seconds? Well, you times it by 36, which means I time this one by 36, because what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. If you're going to take 36 times longer, that means you're going to travel 36 times further, isn't it? Okay, so let's do 500, times 36, okay? 6 times 0 is 0, 6 times 0 is 0, 6 times 5 is 30. Now we put a magical 0. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 5 is 15. Add them up, you get 0, 0, 0. This will be 8 and 1. So therefore, when we multiply 36 to 500, we get 18,000 meters. Right, so we're halfway there. We're nearly done, okay? Now the question says they want the speed in kilometers, in kilometers an hour. Okay, so let's change this one to kilometers. Divided by 1,000, you get 18 kilometers. Now this one is that's just 1 hour. Okay, so kilometers an hour. There you go. So the answer is 18 kilometers per hour. Okay, there, you just changed it. So what we did is we changed 500 meters per second into 18 kilometers an hour. The speed is the same, it's just different units. Okay. Last question. A cyclist travels at a speed of 20 kilometers an hour. How far will he travel in 30 minutes? Okay. 20 kilometers per hour. Kilometers in 1 hour. How far will travel in 30 minutes? So let's look at 30 minutes. Now 1 hour, because this is in minutes, this is in minutes, I want to change this one to minutes as well. Now we know 1 hour has 60 minutes, so let's change this one to 60 minutes. Okay, so how do we go from 60 minutes to 30 minutes? We have to divide it by 2. So what do you do to this one? We divide it by 2 as well. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. So now what's 20 divided by 2? 10 kilometers. That means that this person in 30 minutes travels 10 kilometers. How far? 10 kilometers, and you're done. Alright, that's it. Hope that helps.